Alright, for quiz 2, got 3 problems there. Once again, they're not all worth the same amount of points. The more work that's required, the more points they're worth. So here for this first one, we're supposed to make a stem and leaf plot. So as you'll see in the document that I put underneath the announcements link on Blackboard, we've got just this information here will be given. This table down here where I've got the stem and leaf plot, this table is what you're going to have to create from this. So remember the stems, whenever you have a 2-digit number, are going to be that tens digit. The leaves are going to be the ones digit. So for instance, for the 10, we put the 1 here in the stem, and then 0 in for the leaf. If we had a 12, then we'd put a 2 also in the leaf column next to the 1, and so on. So the leaves are the ones digits there. The stems are going to be your tens digit. If we had a 3-digit number, then we'd have 2 digits in the stems, but we can only have 1 digit in the leaf column for each of those numbers, because then all of those are being listed out beside each other. So like for the 22, we have 2 in the stem and then a 2 in the leaf to represent 22. For 28, we have the 2 in the stem and then the 8 in the leaf column for the 28. And make sure to list everything out. If we have 38, we'd have the 8 listed twice there because we have 2 38s there listed. And then the 40, we'd have a 4 and then a 0. Make sure if there is no value that corresponds to the stem, that you just leave the leaf column blank. Because if you put a 0 in there, then you're assuming that you'd have, for instance, the number 40, like we have for the 4 and then the 0 there. So make sure to keep that in mind there as well. So once again, this information at the top will be given. You'll have to create the stem and leaf plot. I will not have the table there at all. So all of this part here that I'm circling, you will need to provide for your answer. None of that will be there. For the next one, similarly, all you're going to have are the numbers, and you're going to have these directions here. Everything else below this, so all of this that I'm going to put here, all of this, you're going to have to provide or go through and calculate. You do not necessarily have to write out the formulas like I did for the mean and the variance and such, but you do need to have some sort of work here for these. So you want to make sure that you're doing that as well. So here for your mean, we need to calculate that before we can figure out the deviation and the squares. So to figure out the mean, once again, you have to add up all your values. That's what this sum of the x means. Add up all your values. And then n, remember, means your sample size, how many values you have. So in this case, if you add up all your values here, you should get 176. And then we had 6 different values, 6 values, so 6 goes in the bottom. And then if you divide that out, we'll round it here. I'm going to put the approximate symbol. It's approximately equal to about 29.33. Normally you want to go out at least 2 decimal places. The more decimal places you go out, the more accurate your information will be. So then to calculate these deviations here, we'd start out by doing the 10 minus your mean. That's what this x bar represents. Remember, x bar represents your sample mean. So we're dealing with a sample here. That's your symbol for the sample mean. So we do 10 minus that 29.33. So for that, we'd get about 19, a negative 19.33. And then square that answer. So then if you square that negative 19.33, remember you're doing the entire thing squared, so you need to put it in parentheses. So all of these should be positive. There you should get 373.65. And then this column here, this deviation column here, that one is optional. You may be able to, if you're able to do these steps at once, you might be able to get by with just the value column and the squares column, depending on how good you are at doing these calculations. If you need to, also include that middle column there. So the next one here, if you do the same thing, do your value minus the mean, you get negative 7.33. And then square that answer. So then there you should get 53.73. Same type of thing for the next one. Do 28 minus that mean of 29.33. So you get negative 1.33 there. And then if you square that answer, you get 1.77. There we go. Make that a little bit better. And then for the 38s, if you subtract 38 and the 29.33, we get 8.67 then for these next two. Because both of those had the same value. And then we want to square those once again. So if we square the 8.67, oops, I just noticed I accidentally wrote down 2 instead of a 7 there. There we go. If we square those, then we get about 75.17 approximately there. Once again, your answers might be slightly different depending on how you rounded this. They should be close. And then 40 minus your mean there, should get about 10.67. And then if you square that number, you should get about 113.85. And then down below this, we want to then add up this squares column. So this part here means you're going to add up all those values then that you had in your squares column. So if you add those up there, looks like we should get 693.34 in this case. And then since we are dealing with a sample standard deviation, we need to figure out the variance first, which was this formula here. Once again, you don't have to write out that formula, but you will want to be able to calculate this. So you have the sum that you just got for that column, the 693.34, divided by your n minus 1. So remember, n is how many values you have. Remember, our n was 6, so if we do 6 minus 1, we get 5. So your n minus 1 there would be 5, because 6 minus 1 is 5. So then if we divide that there, we're going to get approximately, looks like 138.67. And then to find the standard deviation, like I wrote here, we want to then square root that answer. So we then need to do the square root of that 138.67. So if you do the square root of that there, it looks like we get approximately 11.78. So once again, all of that work, you'll want to make sure that you show on the quiz as well. Like I said, that deviation column, the one that I put the arrow above, that part is optional, but you do need to show your work there. You can't just plug it into your calculator and write down the answer. You can certainly use that to help check your answer if you have that ability on your calculator, but you do need to show your work as well. And then for this last problem, once again, this part here will not be given. All you'll be given is that you have to write the 5-number summary for the data above. So you're going to have to remember what values are included in your 5-number summary. So those values are your min and your max, and then your 3 quartiles. So your minimum and maximum, those are the easiest things to find. Minimum is 10, maximum is 40 here. And then remember to find your Q2, that's what you would want to do next. You need to figure out the middle number of this set, where that would be here. So here, if we count, we have 10 is 1, 2, 3 away from the bottom to get to the 28. If we go from the 40 on down, if we go down 3, we get to 38. So that means we have two middle numbers here in this case. We have 28 and 38. So what that means is if you get two middle numbers, you want to average those. So we're going to need to do the 28 plus 38 divided by 2. So for your median here, or your Q2 value, you add those up and then divide that answer by 2, you should get 33 there. And then since that middle number was in between those, that means we need to include the 28 and the 38 in the bottom half and the upper half. So in other words, our lower half here, I'm going to rewrite it off to the side. We have 10, 22, and 28 is the lower half. So I'm going to put L for lower half. So to figure out Q1, it's the middle of the lower half. So that means Q1 would be 22, because that's the middle number of the lower half. And then our upper half here, everything above our median value, we had 38, we had another 38, and then we had 40. So this is our right-hand side, or our upper limit. So you can write it as left and right, or you can write it as lower and upper, whatever helps remind you what to do here. And then Q3 is the middle number of that upper part of the right-hand side of that. So here, that would be 38. So once again, make sure that you can identify what you're looking for your 5-number summary, what those 5 values are, just like we have there, and be able to show your work for those. Make sure you're showing all your work for all of these problems. If you have questions, let me know.